Hey guys, what's going on? This is a scene you haven't seen in quite a while. We haven't really been going out on our boat fishing, but here we are, and it's been a pretty rainy morning so far. If you guys can see, there's a bunch of black clouds behind us, so hopefully that doesn't ruin the day, but I'm excited to get out and catch some fish, so wish us luck. Okay, so first order of the day is to catch some bait, some fresh bait. We didn't come out here with anything really, so besides some chum, so we need to catch some ballyhoo. So what we're doing is we're gonna go tie up to an anchor ball right now instead of throwing out the anchor. A lot of times you can just go to an anchor ball and put out a chum bag and the ballyhoo come right to you and you don't even have to worry about putting out your own anchor. So let me show you guys that right now. So Vic's got the gaff. Gonna grab the rope. I'm just gonna hang out here for a second so it doesn't pull on him.
Put this through there.
We're gonna put our own rope through this.
And then through this.
Loop it through.
Pull it tight.
Pull it tight. This is a brand spanking new anchor ball. Look at that. There's not even any growth on it at all. We have a west wind today, so we're going to be blowing offshore. And I'm not sure what the current's doing yet since we just got here, so don't know about that yet. I might just let the wind and the current kind of rotate me until we find out where we are gonna be situated, which way we're gonna be facing with the current. But maybe just put the boat in reverse just a tad to get away from the buoy a little bit. Anchor ball, our rope to our cleat tied off, just like that. Next order of business is to put out our chum bag. We've had this chum bag, I swear, for probably like 5 years or something. This is the best chum bag we've ever owned. Somehow haven't lost it yet. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's not true. We've lost it. I've not tied it on before and watched it drift away and had to jump in more than once. Isn't that right?
That is true. Okay, so we got some chum. Let's do this over the water so we don't make a big mess. Okay, so here is our block of chum going in the bag. Gonna put that on the cleat. Now that thing is frozen solid. We're gonna need a little time for it to defrost before we ever have a chance of any bait coming here, but usually it doesn't take long. I'll let you guys know how long it takes for the ballyhoo to get here. All right, so we gave that spot 15 minutes, nothing happened. Time to move to check something different. So Vic is taking the rope off of the anchor ball, and there is a ton of pelicans and seagulls and stuff diving on stuff over there. So before we go move spots, we're gonna go check that out. There's a bunch of ballyhoo getting showered. Look at them. Is that ballyhoo?
Yeah, tell
Look in front of the pelicans, in front of, like, towards where the pelicans are, they're showering. Yeah, baby. We had just anchored up in this new spot. Look at that. And fish were blowing up the ballyhoo. So I tied on a little jig. And I think it's a mackerel because I got hit once and I saw one follow it in. But this is going to be a decent sized mackerel.
I think it's a bonita, Brook.
What the? It looks huge, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Is it a kingfish?
It's gaffable. Look at that thing.
It's a huge Cero, I think.
Oh, don't get me in my anchor line. Don't get me in my anchor line. Are you gonna gaff it?
Yeah. You only have 15-pound leader, you can't flip it. Just take your time, enjoy it like you always say.
Oh, he's hooked in the stomach.
Wow. Wow. Oh.
Look at that thing. I hooked him.
It's a monster.
He probably went for it and missed it and got him right here in the throat. This might be like the biggest Cero I've ever caught. But on a little white bucktail jig, you guys know that Victor and I love our little white jigs. Little bucktail. And a beautiful,
sucker up.
Beautiful Cero mackerel.
In 10 feet of water, too.
On mono, 15-pound mono.
That's awesome.
Victor and I went down to the Keys Bridges last week, And my idea was to fish and make ceviche on the bridge. And so we prepared everything to make ceviche on the bridge, and I didn't catch a single fish to make ceviche with. So today we did the same thing again, prepped everything to make ceviche on the boat, and this is a nice ceviche fish.
Heck yeah.
I wanted to do some snapper or something, but you know, the day's not over. He may be ceviche later. Look how much his colors have changed since he's been on the boat. He was like a dark blue, almost black, and now he's like this light green. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cero mackerels have this yellow, almost bar line that goes down them. It's not a solid line, but Spanish mackerels don't have that like bar that goes down them. Spanish mackerels just have spots. Even though I had just snagged that guy in the stomach, he probably had gone for it, and I got a little tiny bit frayed, so always want to retie, even if you're just frayed just a tiny bit, because if you hook something and then you lose it because you didn't spend the time to retie, then you're going to be really upset. So always take the time to retie so that you don't have heartbreak later on. Like I had said, there's ballyhoo getting blown up by, now we know what it is, mackerel. We thought maybe mackerel or like bonita or something. There's still pelicans and seagulls flying around, probably chasing these schools of ballyhoo. And the mackerel are also chasing the schools of ballyhoo. So the mackerel chase the ballyhoo up to the surface, and so the birds get a chance to eat them from the top. And we're just waiting to get enough in our chum slick so we can start cast netting. Look, 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 blowing up right there. You ready? Watch.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee I got one. Just let it sink a little bit. Oh, already got hit. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Smacking it on top.
See,
huh?
that's what happened. That's why I snagged that one, because he missed it. And he got snagged in the belly.
Whenever we don't have a lot of current, it's always tough because what you want ideally is to pull as many ballyhoo off the reef line into your chum slick as possible. When there's not a lot of current, your chum sinks, your chum slick is not as big. And also the ballyhoo will sit way further back and deeper because the chum's sinking. When there's a lot of current, the chum sits on top, the ballyhoo sit on top, and they're forced to swim against the current real close to your boat. Otherwise they would drift way away. So that's what we're dealing with, and it doesn't help that the pelican's there either, because they know that they're an easy meal with the pelican right there. But there's a few ballyhoo right there. You see them? Two.
Oh, they're small. Ooh, baby, baby.
Vic's bringing home the ballyhoo.
We don't bring home bacon around here. We bring home ballyhoo.
That's right.
Careful.
You know, they are running a little small today.
Toss.
Yeah,
Got
not
like
bad.
10.
See, if we got 3 of these tosses, we'd be good to go. We only really need 2 dozen baits to go fish confidently for Brooke and I.
I think you got 11.
So, one more good toss and we're good.
A lot of jellyfish out there. See that? These are jellyfish that I don't care about touching. We call them
They don't
moon
stink.
jellyfish. I don't actually know what kind of jellyfish they are, but we always called them moon jellyfish. Well, you win some, you lose some. Just got my bucktail jig bit off by probably a mackerel. They do have teeth. All right, so we just moved and we anchored up in 60 feet of water, put out the chum bag again, and first thing...
Nice little ballyhoo. We're gonna flatline with a stinger rig. Rick was catching those mackerel in shallow, but out here too, when you're on the reef line, anything can swim by. Tuna, dolphin, sailfish, ceros, all sorts of stuff, cobia. So it's always nice to have, while we're bottom fishing, put a flat line out there, and that ballyhoo will just bob back there.
All right, guys, so that flat line that Victor had put out just went off. Don't know what it is yet. It's kind of just sitting there. The drag's not that tight. Just feels like dead weight.
It jumped. Whatever it was jumped.
I didn't see it jump. It looks kind of like a small kingfish.
You hooked him in the back. That's why he's fighting weird.
I'm gonna flip him right into the. You ready?
Yep.
Oh
Zero.
no, I got another mackerel. Ah! He's
Get
right
him.
there. Get the gaff. Ah, he's fine mine. He's fine mine. Well, that's why you don't usually flip fish, but what was I gonna do? He was really small. I didn't really want to gaff him again. But that's what's left of our ballyhoo. Gonna use that for yellowtail bait, because since we don't have much bait, we gotta use it up. Look at all these chubs in the chum slip. Get it, Vic, get it!
Oh, he's in some type of reef where it was. Come on, baby. Well, I put down a live ballyhoo, and this is the second fish I've hooked down there on a live ballyhoo. And I'm thinking we're gonna have a little mutton ceviche here. It's fighting good, Brook. It's fighting good. Here's the lead. Oh yeah, mutton. Yep. That's gonna be a keeper too.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Yeah!
High five,
Heck
Vic.
yeah!
Heck yeah! Good job.
Man,
Hold him up.
what
That's
a pretty
beauty.
fish. Look at that with the ballyhoo in his mouth still, huh? Oh yeah, baby. He screamed it. Check that out. How pretty is that? Look at this. 21 and a half inch mutton. Show the head right there, babe. 21 and a half inch mutton. Beautiful.
Nice job,
In
Vic.
February, too. You know, a lot of people give up on snapper fishing in the wintertime, but people don't realize we have a great snapper fishery in South Florida year-round. It's a little tougher in the winter, but you can still catch quality mutton snapper.
So muttons have to be 18 inches to keep. That one was 21 and a half, so that is an excellent mutton snapper for this area. There's a bunch of little feet. What are you guys doing up there?
Crist is on.
What the?
Yes. Oh no.
What happened?
Just pulled hook. Either pulled hook or broke off. I swear, every time, Brooke loves nature. Every time she messes with a bird or spider, or she's trying to show you guys a cute little lizard, her rod goes off.
When do I ever show people lizards?
I don't know.
Stop pooping on my T-top! You guys are annoying when you eat my baits, but you are a little cute. Alright guys, so we ran out of bait and now it is time to whip up our ceviche. Our mackerel's been sitting in ice, so it is nice and cold. And we do have this nice fillet table for the boat, but we've been cutting bait on it all day. So I brought this other one that actually someone made Viktor, and it even says Landshark Outdoors on it. And I have it just sitting on here with a wet towel underneath so it doesn't slide. If you guys are ever using a cutting board and it's moving around, put like a wet paper towel or something underneath it so it won't slide. To fillet up the mackerel, I have a Dexter Outdoors 7-inch flexible fillet knife. They come with these awesome edge guards, so this knife has been in Viktor's tackle bag all day, so we've been digging around and you don't have to worry about a knife being in there with these awesome edge guards. And then for cutting the bait, we always have a tiger edge on the boat. These knives are absolutely awesome for cutting ballyhoo and stuff like that on the boat. So that knife always stays on the boat, but we brought this one just for this exact reason. Let's get to filleting this bad boy. Unfortunately, it is more choppy out here than I was hoping it to be. So I'm just gonna go nice and slow and be careful so that we don't have any problems. Because we are on the water with a moving boat.
There's some big waves coming. Brace yourself. Tough with a rocking boat, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely sport fish boats coming by, putting off big waves. Oh boy. If this is not my best fillet job I've ever done, I am sorry. I wish you could tell, like on video, when things are bumpy, you know?
You're doing fine. Not bad for a rocking boat. Good for a still boat.
Okay, so since we're making this ceviche, you really want to be careful when it comes time to get in around the stomach. The last thing you want is to, I mean, you never want to get stomach contents on any of your fish ever, but definitely not on something that you're eating like sushi style or ceviche. So I just was really careful going around the belly right there, but hey, that's not too bad for a rocking boat. What do you think?
Great.
So that was one side off, flipping them over. Time for the other side. And the fact that I'm also bending down is also not making this the easiest thing ever. Okay. Everyone's like, Brooke, stop making excuses. We don't care. Okay.
Beautiful.
Not too shabby, huh?
Oh.
Alright. Let's leave this here and I'll put time to skin. Using that same 7-inch. These guys have some thin skin, so they're not the easiest thing. Since we're making this out of ceviche, I want to cut all of the bloodline out. There's that side. This is really firm meat, actually. If you guys are familiar with kingfish, they don't have the most firm meat, but this is on a different level. So I'm going to start chopping this up into small pieces for our ceviche. And if you guys are interested in the knives that I always use, these Dexter Outdoors knives, you can save 20% with code Brook20 on dexteroutdoors.com, and there will also be a link down in the video description. So there's a nice piece. So now chop it up based on the size pieces that you want. I'm doing just little tiny cubes like this. Yeah, this is not mushy at all. This is gonna be nice. I'm excited for this. First we thought about making the ceviche out of the mutton snapper, but this stuff is really good too. I think we'll probably go home and cook the mutton snapper for my mom and dad tonight. So I brought my little bowl with me. Put the pieces in this bowl. And then I'm going to chop up the rest of this and then meet you guys in the next step. So here is our nice cubed up little pieces of Cero mackerel. Now time for the limes. This is the part where if you have cuts in your hands, you better be prepared. That is not going to be a fun time. So I'm adding the limes to this first before I put in the vegetables, because I want that juice, that citric acid, to start what you call cooking the fish. So I used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 5 limes, and the juice is completely covering all the pieces of meat. That's what we want to happen. And you can already see that the meat is starting to turn white. It's probably not going to take very long. Maybe you could probably eat it in 30 minutes. I mean, you can eat Cero mackerel raw. I told Viktor, I was like, We should have brought soy sauce. That would have been so good to dip some pieces in soy sauce, because Cero mackerel is an excellent fish to even make sushi out of, and to eat it as sashimi, just dip it in some soy sauce. Very good. So ceviche isn't technically cooked. The lime juice, the citric acid, is what's cooking the meat, but without using heat. So we're going to put this lid on, get this in the cooler so it stays nice and cold, and just let that lime juice go to work. All right, so it's only been 20 minutes, but we can't wait any longer. But look how wet it is already. Now here are the vegetables that we pre-cut last night. We got some orange pepper, tomatoes, red onion, and then cilantro in here. Ceviche is something that you can add whatever you like to it. You could just put tomatoes in there. You could just put peppers. You could put celery, cucumber. You could use coconut milk. There are a ton of different ways to make ceviche, so you can put whatever you like in it that you enjoy. I personally like color. I want to see a bunch of different colors in there, because when it looks beautiful, it tastes beautiful. Now I got my super fancy stirrer here. Get these at your local gas station. Okay. I could probably put the lid on it and shake it, but I don't really want to mess with the fish that much. I don't want to like be shaking it all around. I want to be a little gentle with it. I'd say the proportion of fish to veggies is looking pretty good, Vic. What do you think?
I like a lot of fish in my ceviche, and that looks like a good amount of fish.
Some people put orange juice in there, lemon juice. You know, you can put jalapenos, spice it up. I did bring some, what's that hot sauce called, Vic?
Tapatio.
Tapatio. I did bring some Tapatio. You can put Tabasco, your favorite hot sauce. My mouth is watering.
Me
It
too.
smells so good. It looks good. What do you think, Vic?
Loving it.
You want to try the first spoonful?
Yes. Fresh, really firm. I mean, that's like the firmest Cero mackerel I've ever had. Swimming just that way like 4 hours ago. Life doesn't get any better than that.
It's really good. As it sits, it's going to get even better. As that fish cooks a little more, it's already excellent.
Yeah, baby. See, that's my language right there. I love the spicy
What do you think,
stuff.
Vic?
Yeah, I'd say let's go with 5 drops. I don't think 5 drops will kill you.
I am not a hot sauce fan. Victor, on the other hand, loves his hot sauce. So this is for you, Vic.
Yeah, spice it up. Oh, that's nothing.
You said 5 drops.
There, that's a drop. Okay, that's good. I don't want to kill you.
Not Tapatio approved. Have we put it upside down? Now you guys can come out here and do this too. My big recommendation for you is to pre-chop your vegetables like we did. I can't even imagine trying to cut your vegetables, and I guess a tomato's a fruit, this small while on the boat, on a rocking boat. So cut them before you go. That way all you have to do is clean a fish, throw it in some lime juice, and you're ready to go. Just add in your veggies. Don't be out here trying to cut your vegetables too, because especially in this wind, they would have been blown off my cutting board. Oh gosh, I couldn't even imagine.
Your cilantro would have been flying all over the place.
You would not even have any cilantro left in this bowl. Okay, let's try it now.
Spiced up a notch?
Yeah, but it's not too much. You're gonna like it a lot.
It gives it a good flavor. Thing that I really like about ceviche, you know, we're in Florida. It's hot, it's muggy out. This is a really light and refreshing dish. Beyond healthy, I mean, there's no fat in here. It's very low calorie, and it's delicious, and it's as fresh as it gets. And you can do ceviche with, I want to say, every single fish. I don't think there's something that wouldn't be good in it. You just want to do firmer fish because you're mixing it with a bunch of stuff and you don't want something mushing up. But I think it's really good. I think it's one of my favorite ceviches to date, Brooke. I'm not kidding, especially with the Tapatio.
We're finally in the intercoastal where it is nice and calm and we don't have to worry about waves and pretty shielded from the wind. So we broke out the chips. You always gotta have some nice Tostitos scoops. So freaking delicious. I know I haven't been posting a lot, but hopefully this is the first video to get me back into my groove, so you guys will have a lot more videos coming from me now. And I want to thank you guys, all of you who reached out, since when we don't post in a long time, the amount of people that reach out asking if we're okay and how we're doing is amazing. You guys are the best subscribers ever, so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
See you.
Just threw with the deuces.